Okay, here we back. Christ. Damn, I'm so professional. Look at me go. Okay, we're back. If you hear my children yelling their faces off, it's because she's playing games on the internet and they feel the need to yell. So does my neighbor. Anyways, so we'll have some more follower questions. There's so many good ones. What scared you the most about getting sober? That I would never see my kids. Like, I would never have my kids back. Like, I never envisioned custody, never envisioned getting anywhere in family court. I never envisioned being able to co-parent with the people who took my children when I was incapable of parenting them. So I didn't see anything of the sort, like, at all. So that was the part that scared me the most. I thought, like, the whole time that I was in active addiction, I kept telling myself, my addiction just kept telling myself that even if you did get clean by chance or clean long enough to beat the charges, you're going to have your parents parenting your children for the rest of your life. You want to do that sober? You want to do that sober. You want to try to fight in family court sober? You won't be able to do it. You're not going to be able to do it. First of all, family court takes forever. Took 3 years, okay? And that took 3 years and I settled. It could have taken a whole other year. So I kept saying, like, bitch, do you really think that you'll ever be able to achieve that? Because my disease always told me, don't get better, hide it better. But I knew hiding it better never worked for me because I was either in or I was out. Hiding it better worked, but then it was this big blow up crisis moment every single time where it would all come falling down. That's why I say there is no such thing as a functioning addict, because you're functioning until you're not. And that not point, everybody gets to it. Because addiction just progresses. It doesn't ever get better. It progresses and gets more fierce and more controlling and more demanding and takes control of your life more and more and more and more. It doesn't go the opposite. Unless you're trying, like, right? So I was like, what is the point of even getting clean? There's no point. So that was the scariest part. Getting sober and envisioning a life where I was a mom, but not. Because I only ever known myself as a mom since I was 20 years old. Even when if I wasn't being a mom, I was out in active addiction, on the streets, in the traps, doing whatever I had to do to survive. There was no in between. So I couldn't envision myself sober but not have any control over my children, or not over them, but like having to live with the fact that other people are making decisions for your children and you don't have a say in that is challenging, to say the least. So that was the part where my disease just kept telling me, like, bitch, you really think that that's going to happen, or that's going to work, or you're going to be able to do that sober? I'm surprised it did, to be quite fair. I'm so surprised that I went through 3 years of family court without picking up my drug of choice. Not one time. Not one time. Also, living at home with my mom and dad. I knew the only way I was ever going to get better is if I went home to my parents. And that was challenging, because who the fuck wants to live with your parents when you're almost 40? Like I said, I'm surprised that the 2 years that I was there, that one of us didn't end up in jail. And we were close. Let me just say that. So all of those things scared me. Also, the thought of, bitch, nobody is ever going to believe you either. Right? Because you spent all 20 years telling people you were okay when you fucking weren't. You looked at the people that loved you and lied to their face. And when they turned their back, you robbed them. So how do you come back from all that? How do you come back from all that? Right? I also was scared to get clean, because if I get clean and I don't beat these charges, I'm going to prison. And I would like to get high from now until then. Right? So that scared me. I was like, oh. And who wants to get sober at 30? You know what I mean? Like, and that's why I don't say that I'm sober. I'm in recovery. It's a journey that I've created for myself when nothing else worked for 20 years. So yeah, I smoke weed. Yeah, I'll have a drink, mostly in the summertime, at Christmas, you know? So I don't consider myself sober, because sober, I think, is complete abstinence, and I'm definitely not abstinent. I smoke a lot of weed. That shit saved me. It's legal, bitch. I live in Canada. So all of those things scared me. Yeah, all of that scared me. I couldn't see coming back from where I was. I couldn't envision coming back from where I was. How do you, like, what? I don't even know how I did it, to be quite fair. I don't even know how I did it. Sometimes, and I say this all the time on my TikTok, sometimes when things are going real well, I stop and think, did I actually die in active addiction and skip timelines? Is this all a motherfucking dream? Am I going to wake up in a jail cell? Am I going to wake up in a mental institution? Is this going to be a shock treatment fucking fever dream? Because there ain't no motherfucking way I'm here when I was just 4 years ago shaking my ass on the stroll. Let's be real. So even to this day, it's so surreal. It's so surreal. Well, I remember when the first person was like, you're an inspiration. I'm like, what? What do you mean? Like, I've never contributed anything positive to anyone's life. If I was in your life before, I was a manipulator, a con artist, and I can convince you to do whatever I wanted you to do. That's just how I lived, and that's how I survived. So when somebody was like, oh my God, you're so inspirational, and the thought of people even equating recovery to me was wild. Like, what? You know? So, sometimes I just feel like I'm going to wake up and this will all be a dream. Like a cotton fever dream. Okay, this is a good one. What role did social media or your content play in your healing? So if you look at my videos when I first started back in 2021, I said too much. I was talking about my charges out here before they weren't even dealt with. I was on podcasts and shit before my charges were even dealt with. Like, I was stupid. But it all came out it was all positive. Like, when I look back now, it's cringy as fuck. I make fun of it all the time. Not only the way that I look, but the way that I talked and the things that I said. You would not catch me dead coming on here, dropping fucking names and making silly TikToks about revenge and shit. What? The things that I did, the things that I made content about people who were just protecting my children from me. But it was cathartic. It was cathartic. I didn't get no negative feedback from it. People always resonated with it. So I think starting out where I was and having TikTok as an outlet and social media as an outlet, even just to document my tiny little milestones. Like, I would make TikToks like 17 weeks in recovery, 5 months in recovery. Like, to have that and to have, like, when I traded, and this is another good question. What did you fill the void with? That fill the substance void. What did you fill it with? I filled it with dopamine rushes from the internet. I filled it with shopping. And all I kept saying was, bitch, I was spending all this on crack. Buy the shit on Shein, girly. Buy the nails, buy the fucking, get your eyelashes done, do it. Because, bitch, you were putting it all in a pipe and up your arms before. That filled the void. And I'm not saying that's a positive coping mechanism, because it's literally like trading one fixation to another, but it got me here. It got me to the point where I've now been able to develop actual positive coping mechanisms. And having TikTok and social media played a huge role in that. To have people who I may not be close with but know me tell me that they're proud of me. People coming out of the woodwork that I went to high school with saying, I'm sorry, I didn't know what to do when you first started in your disease. Like, it was too much for me. Can we, like, I miss you, I love you, I'm proud of you, I want you in my life type thing. To have that is wild. It's wild. But it's got me to where I am today.